Okay, we're going to talk about the newborn checkup. So when your baby comes in for its newborn checkup, first we will have reviewed your hospital records to hear about how your baby was born and how they're doing, if there were any issues. And we're so excited to see you and your new baby in the office. We'll obviously look at their weight and their growth, make sure they're gaining some weight. We'll check in and see how they're feeding, if you're breast or bottle feeding, how those things are going, if your baby's starting to gain some weight. We'll talk obviously about sleep and stools and all of those things that are important. In terms of just sleep, let's talk about that for a minute. Really important that your baby's sleeping in a safe sleep environment, so always on their back to sleep. If they want to be swaddled with a hospital swaddler that they send you home with or something that's tight, that's okay, but nothing loose near your baby. And the safest place for them is always in their crib or their bassinet. So that's one of the big things that we'll talk about. Babies have different alert periods. So some babies sleep 14 hours a day and some babies sleep 18 hours a day. So there's a huge difference in how alert your baby is. That's something we'll be checking for and talking to you about. One of the most important things with your newborn baby is when they're in that quiet alert period. That's when you want to really start focusing on development a little bit. So when you've got your baby swaddled up and their eyes are open and they're just looking at you, that's when you want to start trying to focus on their face. Move your head a little bit so that they're following you and start to get that development going in quiet, what we call quiet alert phase. At that newborn visit, your baby should have periods that they're alert. They should be waking up to feed on their own, so that's something that we'll talk about. Starting to follow you just a little bit with those eyes when you're in that quiet alert period. If you put your hand in your newborn's palm, they'll grasp it, which is fun. They should suck well. If you touch their cheek, they should move to try to suck on your finger. And those are all reflexes that we'll be looking for. They should start picking their neck up just a little bit if you put them on their tummy when they're awake. And those are some of the developmental things that we'll be looking for. The most important thing is to love your baby and hold them and talk to them. They don't know how to self-soothe yet, so pick your baby up and soothe them when they're crying. But when they're content, also put them down a little bit and use that quiet alert period to start helping their brain grow and develop.